Okay, well, hey, it's 6:30, let's call this October 26th, Rye Township Budget Meeting Workshop to order. Do you have any citizen participation at this time?
Yes, I only had one question, was after last budget meeting. I know you guys discussed about increase, not increase, so was the consensus $0 increase? I was just wanting to make sure
Are
that.
you talking trash now?
Yeah, the trash fund, sorry. Trash
Yeah,
fee.
Zero.
Zero? Okay. That's all I had, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Okay. We can move on to review and discuss of the draft of the proposed 2024 budget, including general fund, solid waste, and liquid fuels.
Pretty much is the same as the last time, except for the changes requested. And I did provide you liquid fuels with the details on what the estimates. And then I wrote at the bottom too, that was the total, but we realized we had to reduce land's gap. That would probably be a reduction. Because they were rough estimates in the first place, but that just seemed really off, I thought. It was a hard thing to do though, try to estimate patching here, patching there, kind of like a quilt kind of thing. And so they took the whole length when really it wasn't the whole length. So anyway, we may be able to do more, but that's where the 167 came from, just so you know where that estimate came from on the liquid fuels budget, which I think is reasonable. And like I said, we always say we're going to accept them, with budgetary restraints.
Right, it can. Yeah.
So I just wanted to point that out. That's pretty much, that fund is pretty much done unless you have any questions on it. That's, of course, the smallest fund.
Yeah, I know.
We might have one check a year, maybe two. Maybe just one.
Yeah, but that's the part that everybody drives on though.
I know, we're not sure.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's probably more apparent to everybody than anything else.
Yeah, it's true. I've had people call me already and say, what are these lines out here? Are they gonna pave our road? And I said, yeah. Oh, wow, that's great. We were hoping that's what it was. That was this year. A couple people called. One called from Miller's and one called from, what was the one in Chestnut?
Yeah. Questions from anybody? Questions you need clarification?
I read over that, ordinance resolution that we chatted about.
Right.
Yeah, and it specifically says the general fund, it doesn't even mention the solid waste fund.
No,
so
it doesn't.
apply.
I don't know what that gas fee standard, if that does apply, and that was just a.
I looked at it, the Gatsby's are a hard read, believe me, I've read
Yes.
many of them. But I looked through it and it pretty much indicates it's to your discretion, but it basically says for general fund monies.
Okay.
And it could apply to other funds, but not to proprietary funds. So
Okay.
we're fine there with not increasing the trash and
You
having
won't
to.
violate that
We
resolution.
won't violate that.
Okay. Well, it's good that you know we have one, because I actually forgot about it, and like I said, the auditors always look at that. It's part, when I said it's part of their audit, I don't know if it's mentioned in the audit report.
It's
But
not,
it's
I
part of
looked.
their internal questions
Right.
that we go
Yeah.
over,
Yeah.
when they have the
Yeah,
audit.
and I would hope that they would review and make sure that they think per
Oh, they
current,
do.
per current standard that that's.
They do.
what
They've
it ought-
already told me,
what it ought to
you need
be.
to maybe, let the board know they might want to decrease the trash. They've said that already.
Mhm.
That was a few years back, but, you might want to go up a couple of dollars just to, because the one year we lost, so. But they always say it's up to the board, but they'll make their recommendations. Yeah, they always, the fund balance is a big thing for all of them, and when I do the adjusting journal entries, then we always have to make sure that the fund balance is correct, so the next year starts on the right number. Yeah, they definitely look at that very carefully, at all the funds.
Right.
Of course, liquid fuels is always easy.
No, yeah. there's not very many buckets
No.
there, so.
And then when I do that completion report and then the liquid fuels year-end report, it pretty much, your fund balance balances with all of it. I feel good about that. It's easy to keep under wraps, so under control. I don't know what else to say that hasn't already been said, unless you have some question about something. I did add the comp plan. And
What do we have?
the comp
Yeah,
plan,
what do we have for?
$10,000.
Yeah.
And that's at 01414,500. It's a new line item account. It's not a new account, but it's on a new on our sheet because we haven't used it for quite a few
For
years.
quite a while, yeah.
It's 01414,500 on page 3 towards the bottom. It says comp plan update.
No.
And there's $10,000 put in there. Okay, did you find?
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay.
all right, I was looking at something else.
Okay,
Budget for 2023 was 670,000, and we're anticipated to be more than 100,000 under. Am I reading that right? Sorry, I'm look, I didn't mean to shift gears on you.
Oh, no,
I'm not
yeah.
sure
Page
where
4.
you're at here.
Sorry, page 4.
961,000, yeah.
No, he's
2023.
He's looking at the anticipated for 2023.
The column over. I mean,
Oh,
it's
oh,
nice that we're
okay.
under.
You know, I didn't even go back over that, but
Okay.
that's what it was when I looked at, I did change the year to date to 26, which was this morning, the last that I had, but I didn't really go back over the anticipated.
Okay.
Because basically I look at that when I'm, going over all of it, but that, that's anticipated. I'm not sure what the difference is yet, except there's some expenses yet are not paid.
But that isn't anticipated, that's anticipating everything we're gonna, if I'm understanding it right.
Right,
That's what I'm
yes.
asking. So
But
we're anticipating to be 110,000 under what we thought we were going to. if I
Yes.
understand, Which is
And-
good.
And some of that is because we were anticipating, I forget what it was, for liquid fuels that would be going over, it was over 20,000
Okay.
to
Yeah.
help to pay the liquid fuels money.
Mhm.
Now, that wasn't going into liquid fuels, but what I'm saying is, we were anticipating a
Having to
bill
add
of
that
about
much.
140,
Having to add that much
145,000.
to it.
So that money, that extra 25,000
Yeah.
was coming out of general, I would have had 2 checks to pay them, like we did the other year. So there's a big chunk of money that was not used, that really helped us. So if you add that to it, that's why. And the other thing, if you're looking at, where is it? I don't know if I took it off or not, I think I did.
What page you on?
Wait, I find
Oh,
it here a
okay.
second. Okay, yes. On page 2, at the at 01392,300, if you look there, this is for 2023 budget. Anticipated, I had 55,000 in there, because we were anticipating using capital reserve monies to help pay for the extra road we did. But, I mean, they really came in, I don't know how they did it, but they really came in a lot lower. I mean, a couple thousand either way, even 5,000, that's no big deal. But this really came in much lower than what we ever anticipated, or what was even estimated last year. So that's some of the
That's half
things
of
that
it.
you're looking at. Now, that was the revenue. You're not as concerned about the revenue probably coming in, but the revenue needs to come in to pay for the expenditure, so. Anyway, that's to me the thing that sticks out, the large expense that we were anticipating and now we're not, was the roads. I don't know if there's anything else. Well, we didn't use near as much, well, obviously I anticipated that, but we didn't use near as much drain materials, sewer materials, all of that. We didn't use as much.
Actually, it looks like,
Most of
Deep.
it,
road diesel and oil's down too. That looks like that's a definite saver
that did
there.
come down a little, I don't know where it's at now, but in the
It's
spring
down
it
to-
was down a little.
Not near enough.
No,
No, it's still high.
Well, the gas in Carlisle's $3.49.
no, it isn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good.
That's
Well,
not
whoa.
bad.
Yeah, but oil, but heating oil or anything else isn't changing.
No.
Mhm. One thing I see I didn't change because I just did it today was the MMO,
What page?
on page 4.
Okay.
So that would add another 10,000 there, because that would be anticipated 31,269.42. Do you see that? I just did that today. In fact, I had trouble getting that ACH done. It just seems like lately, things are, it takes me, I was supposed to do it yesterday, it didn't work out. I had to get hold of the cash management department and try to get them to help me to do that transfer that has to be there by tomorrow, but it got there today. So, anyway, that, we had another 10,000 to that, so that would be 566. Because we took the $10,000 of the state aid and dumped it into the pension, so that will add another 10,000 that I did not update. If that's helpful.
Yeah, I just went through this real quick, and, the line item 01436,215, storm sewer drain materials. We budgeted 18,000, but it looks like the anticipated is only gonna be 1,000, is that correct? That's 17,000 there, looks like we're not gonna
What was
see.
that in for? I don't remember, Brad.
And also
We
under
didn't use any drainage
road
stuff
maintenance guide,
this year.
rail not materials, we were under 12,000. And also road construction overlay.
Yeah, the overlays were.
This one's not the
So those three items there are 41,000.
Oh, yeah, they went over here
That's all
for
right,
you.
that's all right.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I don't remember, I know one thing they were talking about was, and I think Brad was mentioning about the shale on Miller's Gap Road, that was put in there for that budget. And that was what, I think it was 10,000, but it was a little less than that,
Right, you were less than
but
that.
10,000 was put in.
Right.
And what would that have been under, I forget, what did we put that under there? Was that under drains, or was that, that might have been under contract, no, that's machinery, I'm sorry. Contracted services, that's what that is, and that's why that money's in there, contracted services was to do the shale, and,
Okay.
which I didn't know if you were.
I'd like to do that.
You probably have to get an updated quote from him too.
Well, I just,
That's Miller, I'm sorry, that was Miller's Gap?
yeah.
Miller,
Didn't we just do?
a part of
There's
it.
plenty to do.
Okay,
It don't go far.
yeah.
The part at the top, I guess, I.
Yeah, we got the top probably down there a little piece.
There's
It's
more
not
to
going
do.
over the shell, don't think.
It don't go very
No.
But it's keeping the road from
Yeah,
from
from being
losing the
curved.
road.
From falling apart.
Right. And there's a lot of people who use that road.
There are people.
Before you shaled that top, at the top, it was
Mhm.
going like rollers. I had quite a few people call and saying, is that in the budget this year? Are they gonna be fixing Miller's Gap? But they haven't called since you fixed that portion.
Yeah. The other person getting pretty bad.
Is it?
Yeah. A lot of people.
So that's, I mean, that's for this year if you want.
So we have to.
But that's part of what's not showing anticipated, I guess. I'm not sure what we were doing there, or why it was budgeted the way it was. I don't have those notes, but I know we talked about that, from the shale on the dirt road, to try to keep it. Because you had done like phase 1, and now you're gonna do the rest of it.
Yeah, I'd like to do the other 10,000. That's all right with you guys.
And if the money's budgeted for it, that's.
It is budgeted for.
Well, we'll still need to prove it in the meeting.
Yeah.
Need to have it in the budgets the first step.
If it's less than 10,000, you don't need quotes or anything. You don't need three quotes,
To keep it under $10,000.
yeah.
Not $99.50 is fine.
Oh, I think that's what he did, it was something really weird,
Yeah.
you know, instead of just saying 10,000, it was something really, it was like 95 something, or 90, I don't remember. It wasn't a usual, like 9,000 or 10,000, it was
Something,
It's
something.
just, just don't understand, we're here doing the budget, okay? So if we authorize the money for that, why do we have to have approval for it again?
Well, the
We never
budget's,
did
the budget's
before.
not an approval process. I mean, and we don't advertise to the public that we're gonna be approving expenses. This is just a meeting to get together to talk about what we anticipate our expenses and what our revenues are anticipated to be. Right?
Yes, I never heard of it before, we never did it before.
No.
Well, just like the example of the tractor. I mean, we have $172,000 that we anticipate we may spend for the tractor, but because we put it in the budget doesn't mean that we're not gonna
It's not automatic.
have an open discussion and, approve it. Because again, there's so much to digest in here that I don't think we could go through each and every item.
No, it'd take
We'd be here forever, and things change over the course of time. So this is a snapshot in time of what we anticipate is gonna come in and what we anticipate is gonna go out. And then later on through the years when portions get approved. I don't know if I use proper accounting speak, but that's,
That's fun. Yeah, it's kind of like the state too, the state has a budget, but they can't just go and, different departments can't just go and get the money, they have to have it approved.
Thank heaven.
But do they?
No.
well,
Yeah, no, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
okay, so this is $961,325. $961,325
Yeah,
is the proposed budget, and that would be no increase in trash and no increase in the
Tax rate.
well, the 961 is just the general fund.
Yeah.
And then the solid waste fund is 259,975.
$975. Yeah.
Okay.
So together they are over $1 million, but they
Right,
close to that last year.
with no increase to either one. No tax
No,
increase.
no.
No tax or fee increase to either one.
No. Oh, I did wanna say, this is really, and I do like to put this in, the schedule part of it. We have $50,000 that we're putting into reserve, which is really good, because you need to try to put some money back in, in your savings, and we haven't been able to put a lot in. We've been putting in $10,000, $15,000 because of the cost of things. So we have 50,000 that we're proposing to do that, and I said, it'd be good to put in for road projects. But then Sean mentioned about, if we're looking at about 18,200, something like that, by April.
Mhm.
So, if you take 10,000, you got maybe 8,200 left. So I'm thinking, if you'd like to, take that 50,000, instead of putting it all for roads, if you want to build that comp plan up
That was
to
the comp for the comp
10,000,
plan.
yeah, to 10,000 again, you can put 2,000 of that 50 and just have me designate in that schedule 48,000 or 47, whatever you
Right.
want me to do, and then put that down for road projects, and, then. But that's a CD that's going, see, when stuff goes into capital reserve, then you're able to budget it back in. If you don't put it in capital reserve,
Yeah,
there's no way to budget it. You can't pull it out of savings and budget. You can spend it, but you can't put it in the budget. It has to be pulled from capital reserve. I have asked everybody and their brother for 30 years how to do that, and you can't do it.
Yeah, because you have to have your debits and credits equal
Right.
and stuff, and if it's in a savings or any kind of.
It's an asset.
It's an asset, so you can't budget it
Right.
properly. I know what you're
That's
talking
why
about.
last year we looked terrible because I dumped all that money
Mhm.
for art so that I could pull it back in again.
Right.
Instead of just doing a deficit budget and using prior year balances, you know, I can do that too, but, anyway, this money's going back in for future, not tomorrow, not next year, but for
Yeah, beyond
future
that,
road,
yeah.
you know, beyond that, the art monies are going away. And who knows where the interest rates are coming. Right now, over 1 year, if you take all of the funds and put them together, we've accumulated over $48,000 in interest this year. And I'm really proud of that, because I know it takes a lot of work on Nancy and our
Yeah,
part.
you did good.
No, yeah.
It takes a lot of work,
And how long's it taken since you could say that? That it
It's
was
been
that- that
a
it was
while.
that
Last
much?
year, I don't remember what it was. I mean, we're starting to come up a
Right,
little
but
bit,
not-
but
Yeah.
not much. But, you know, I mean, that's,
And it was
Till
down,
the
and
end
it
of
was
the
down
year,
for
this-
quite a while.
this is
too.
only-
Right.
yes, it was down to pathetic. It was awful. But it's been a while since I can say we got over $40,000 in interest. But we have done that before, but it's been a while. But anyway, that's, but that's what this 50,000 is, and I guess I'm asking you about designating that. We had talked about road projects, the way it could be anything to do with the road project. Or, and then when Sean said about the 2,000, I said, I don't know how to do that. Then I was giving it some thought, and I thought, well, we could designate 2,000 of the 50,
Mhm.
you know, 2,000 off a road project isn't gonna hurt it much, you
Right.
know, so.
And keep the comp plan thing
Keep it up to
up to $10,000. I mean,
Mhm.
because you never know.
I don't know, I have no idea what cost
Yeah.
will be.
No.
I could ask Matt.
You could
If
ask
they
Matt.
even do that. I mean,
Yeah.
This firm does that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has someone on staff that would do that. Do you remember, I don't know if you remember him, Brad, but or Jim, I don't remember how long ago it's been, but do you remember Randy Bailey?
The name's familiar for some reason.
He was here for a while from, he was with Daywood, and then he was good kind of O'Day.
Yeah, okay.
And now he's working part-time for Glaze Associates.
Oh, okay.
So he had retired, and then I guess they had smaller children when he was here, because I remember him telling me about them. And then he went off down to Gettysburg, because I lost track of him. I didn't know where he'd gone. And Max was telling me that he said, someone from the past said to say hello to you. I said, who's that? He said, Randy Bailey. I said, oh. But anyway, he's working there part-time, that's my point, but maybe he does
Maybe
that
he does
kind
that,
of thing.
yeah.
I know Max has been busy lately.
Yeah.
So, and he's just the kind of person Max was looking for, somebody retired, but
Right.
they're coming out to do
Yeah.
part-time
Right.
work.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your thought about designating, for my schedule that I normally put into the budget, that'll say, you know, used to say $10,000 for bridges, $5,000 for MS4, you know, how would you like to designate that 50,000?
Any comment from?
What other categories are there? Is it,
What have we've done bridges already, that was something that we did quite even if we didn't have a real need, the cost of a bridge, like out there at Pine Hill, we dumped 10,000 in. We've done bridge, we've done culverts, we've done road projects, and we've used it for paving, to supplement the paving, because lately the liquid fuels is just not cutting it to keep up, for us to help keep up with what we want to do with all of our miles of road. I said we use it, but we use it for office equipment, but we already have one for office equipment. I think what else we've done. Well, you could designate it for, it's usually a larger or a couple years down the road. It could be, we were going to put something in for the tanks, but then since we're using the art monies to replace that monitor, that should be the
Right.
the big ticket
For
that
that
we need
part,
for
yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
for right now. But that could be something, you could put $5,000 towards the tanks even though you're getting a monitor. Because that tank stuff is so expensive.
Right. And if anything would ever happen to one of them,
Oh, you
Yeah.
don't even think.
or, yeah, I mean,
Is this something that needs to be addressed at the supervisors meeting?
This is what we're talking about now to put the budget together. If you remember on the pages, it'll say on the end, just a schedule, what that 50,000 represents. What are we putting it in for? It could go to all one, it could go to, normally we don't have more than 2 or 3 things that it goes to. It could go to bridge, like I said, it could go to a couple things. I was thinking.
But that's what I'm saying, to me, it doesn't sound like designating it somewhere is part of doing the budget. Okay, so you're gonna take it out of and put it in capital reserves,
Mhm.
okay? And
That would be something that would be addressed through a resolution at a meeting.
yes,
But I put it in the schedule so that the public knows this is what we're designating these.
that's
funds
my
for.
question, so even if you decide tonight, you're not approving that it's going to those designated.
No, but like this past year, I don't think we have, I do have one, it's coming up in December for road equipment. We decided to put another 10,000 last year for road equipment. So, when that comes due, I will come before the board and say, this was in the budget for $10,000. This CD's coming due, I would like to dump that additional $10,000 in.
Well, so to your point, I think what you're saying, we're, for the purposes of establishing the budget and getting it all together, we need to have an idea of what we're gonna designate it to, but we're not
gonna designate.
going to,
Yeah.
we're not gonna approve spending.
Right.
We're just designating for the sake of the budget.
No, I'm not gonna go January, February and take something out. I mean,
Right.
When that comes due,
Then we'll
then,
have a board
Right.
Right.
discussion.
yes,
and,
this is what you were talking about in
Right.
budget, this is what's in our budget
Right.
for this amount of
Okay.
money.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
and another need could come up that's more
Okay.
important.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that makes sense, okay.
Okay, but for the sake of budgeting.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm okay with designating. Everybody else?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, that's what we've been
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what, did you wanna do the 2,000 towards comp plan? To kind of boost that up a little bit, so we have.
So we have enough for next year,
So we have 10,000 for the second.
for the second year, cause
That comes due in April.
yeah.
You kind of have to look ahead too, you know, what your CDs are coming, what your needs are, and kind of go from there.
Right.
So that would be, then you have $48,000 left. Do you want that for road projects, paving?
Yeah, I'd say keep it in, I'd just say for now, yeah, keep it in roads, that's fine.
And that doesn't even mean we're using it next year,
But
because we're
that-
gonna have the
yeah.
art money.
Yeah,
But
but
for down the road, I think, you know, I can get a pretty
keep it
good
so we have
interest
even
rate.
more, yeah.
Because that, like you said, liquid fuels isn't cutting it, and I don't know what they're going to be doing. I know there's this concern expressed by PSATs and some other people there that are in local government that, with the electric vehicles, you know, you might not be getting as much gas tax. So I don't know what they're trying to come up with some way to still get the funds to the municipalities, because I don't know what we'd do if we didn't get $120,000
Liquid fuels,
to
yeah,
help
I
us.
mean,
So 2,000 is the comp plan, 48,000.
for 48,000 to road, yeah, that's
For
fine.
road
Yeah,
project,
yeah, for road,
okay,
Please.
all right. All right. Yeah, that was the one thing I wanted to ask for, so I could put that together, so, I don't think I have anything else.
That's good enough.
I would appreciate a motion for me to advertise it. I'm trying to think, so that at the meeting, you could tentatively, which is the 14th,
Do we have enough time?
yes, you have 20 days.
Okay.
It needs to be 20 days, right?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye. How soon can you get it in, Daisy?
I can send it tomorrow for next week. Is it there? Next week would be the 2nd, but then I want to have it ready so that when it's in the paper, I have it in final form. So I don't know if it needs to be in next week, but the following week. Would that work?
Yeah,
He's counting.
but then I'm gonna have to take off my shoes. Well, we can't get 20 days between now and November the 14th.
No, 20 days after the.
Oh, 20 days, oh, then we're way
Yeah, it has
good.
to be, because you will announce it
Yeah,
at that
that's
meeting.
right.
Yeah, we can't get it between now and
Yeah.
then, no.
Oh, you're way, because the 12th is
The
December,
12th is
right?
our meeting.
Oh, you got plenty of time between those two, so.
So what if I shoot for the 9th? Is it the 9th? I can't see, I think it's the first, 2nd, so yeah, it'll be the 9th. That's a Thursday?
Yeah.
That would be in the Duncan record. Okay, and that way I can also have it ready to send out, or put it on the website anyway.
Right, yeah.
By the 9th, that'll give me time, and then I'll let you guys see it before, so you have a draft of it, and you can go over it, make sure you got everything right, but the numbers are here, so, and that's what I did, even putting the year-to-date in, they correspond to my financial statement, so then I know I'm right. Okay. I guess that's all I need then, is to get that, I'll get that in for the 9th in the Duncan record. I can put it in Patriot if you want me to, if you think it's necessary.
I really don't have a sense of who reads what papers anymore, frankly.
I don't think.
To be honest, I don't think anybody reads any of them.
That's just
The
it.
Duncan record, I know
I think
people,
that's the.
Oh, is that the big?
Yeah.
it's general circulation.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's as good as any nowadays, I would think.
The only time I've really done that, I did that now with our budget meeting, because I just wanted
Because
to
of the
make
time,
sure
yeah.
that it was the 24
Okay.
hour. And I wasn't sure, because it was like, when I sent that over, I thought, oh geez, are they gonna allow me? They said, yeah, that was
They would
fine.
actually, okay.
So the time was a little late, but there's a lady that works late over there, and she always gets back to it.
Well, they should be, I mean, they should be more than happy for any revenue for anything going in, I would think, yeah. So,
I think they
because I can't imagine there's a whole lot, but,
Well,
yeah.
there's a push to do everything electronically.
Well, that's what they want you to do, yeah. It used to
But
be
the
free, but now it's
newspaper
not.
unions are fighting.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want you to, of course, that's their livelihood.
Well, right,
you know.
yeah.
Okay.
That's all I have, unless you have any other questions.
I think we're good.
Advice? Okay, well then, motion to adjourn?
Is that
Make
what-
it-
Oh, I'm sorry, making a motion. Yeah.
I'll make a motion, yep.
You're making a motion?
I'll second it.
I'll make the motion.
Oh, you got,
Yeah.
let Brad second it.
I'll second it.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay, you made a motion, Jim made a motion,
Yep.
Chris seconded.
Brad,
Sorry.
second.
That's okay.
My apologies, that was me. All in favor?
Yeah.
Meeting is adjourned, thank you.